Hello, Darren.
Hi Darren. Warm, innit?
It's it's really warm. Um, what are you what are you drinking?
Nothing.
Okay, I've got a
I've got two beers downstairs. Hang, you
I've
know
got
what? What's
I've got a
that?
coffee. It's coffee,
Well, I'm gonna
and
go
it's
and actually, I'm genuinely going getting beer. So I'll be back in a minute.
that's okay. I'll hold the fort. This is a coffee in a Hornsey mug. I so much want to show you the mug, but I can't tilt the cup. When I've drunk the coffee, I'll tilt the cup. I'm drawing a car. I'm drawing a Mark III Cortina. I'm putting some dots in. Sometimes I don't know, I sort of would draw the whole.
I'm back.
So
I'm back. I've left the can downstairs. I bet you wanted to see that, didn't you? Not going getting it.
okay,
I've got
tell
a
me what.
pineapple milkshake IPA
Mm,
that I've never had before.
good times. Um,
Oh,
I
that's
want to
weird.
talk. What, the drink?
Yeah, it's all right. It's weird.
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? With it's weird, isn't it? Like beers. I don't know. Beers have got both weird and really normal. I was in a pub last night, and
Yeah,
I had the choice of 5 different IPAs. So
yeah.
what's that then? That's all the same beer, all the same.
yeah,
And then you go into a bottle shop, and it's the other extreme, isn't it?
yeah.
How hard do you think it is drawing cars?
I think. Well, as you know, you've seen it's both really hard and really fucking easy, because you can put a box with some windows in it on four wheels, and everyone knows you've drawn a car.
Exactly.
Piece of piss.
I'm going to
But
redo your cartoon right now. Okay.
yeah, do it. You've seen it. Do it. So
Okay.
it's also
So here we go.
yeah, it's a car.
So
Yeah,
let me think if I can remember it. It's something like,
looks right so far.
you might think this is shit, but you can still tell it's a car.
There you go.
Is that how
Car
it went?
drawing. Yeah, pretty much. However, draw a car like properly. It's really, really difficult.
Part of my rediscovering drawing was doing a project drawing dogs.
Yeah,
I drew dogs from Walthamstow Stadium where I lived, and I did a little exhibition of dogs that lost races. I looked through greyhound records and tried to track down dogs that weren't very good.
Yeah,
and I put their record, their racing record, on the picture, and then started to get a little bit of work drawing dog portraits. Now, I'm not really saying it's always easy, and I'm not really saying, there's nothing to draw in a dog. But as with a face or lots of things, there's something between these two you can do. You can go, here's an approximation of a dog. Here's your dog. It's got your dog's eyes, its fur, but still I've splashed the paint around and it's doggy, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I thought, what else could I draw? And I thought of trains. And I think trains, even though I do sometimes draw trains, and I sometimes sell trains, are a completely different kettle of fish.
Right.
And
they got to be spot on. Or?
I think they have a little bit, because I think your train aficionado, knows how many wheels there are. I mean, how many wheels they are is quite a basic requirement of drawing a train or a car, maybe you might think. But I think it's something to do with that. So it's like, are you drawing a car? Or is one drawing a car? Or is one drawing a Porsche, blah, 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 Series 8 Dujima flip? And does the owner of a Porsche Dujima flip care about, the alignment of the windows? Possibly very much.
Yeah.
So I think that's why a car becomes hard. I think it also might become hard because the other thing we've talked about before being very, very hard to draw is we've said that guitars are very hard to draw.
They're really hard to draw.
And I'm just wondering if there's something about being a boy. I think if there might be something gender involved about this. I don't know if there's
We've
something
got to get it right.
Maybe, but also just that they're just shapes we know very well because we're both boys. And even though I'm not very much into cars, it's still something because of the age we are and when we grew up, it was very much encouraged. Here's your toy car. Here's your toy car, Darren.
Yeah.
I'm drawing my dad's car. What are you drawing?
I'm drawing my dad's car.
Right. So
well, not the exact one, same model.
Well, likewise, I am drawing the model of my dad's car, but I am going to try. Well, here we go then. I won't say, right? I'm not going to say.
You're not going to say.
Well, I'll say when you get it right. So no. But do you want me to sort of say whether you're close?
Yeah, am I close?
You're close.
Cortina.
It is a Cortina. So I feel like I'm doing pretty well already.
Yeah.
Would you hazard a guess at what mark Cortina?
Wouldn't have a clue.
Okay. Like you wouldn't have a clue in that you couldn't tell one mark from the other, even if you had them out in front of you, or you could.
That's right.
Have a clue because
I just can't tell Cortinas like what mark they are or anything. Nope, don't know.
So yeah, I just think like one of the first things I knew that was my dad's car was a Mark III Cortina. My dad was a car enthusiast and he loved motorsport and he loved getting under the bonnet of his car. And I have inherited nothing of this.
Apart from knowing that it's a Mark III.
Well, except that I have some latent information from my childhood, and I still think, I don't know. I can't say for sure, but I still can imagine that a car might have been one of the very first things I drew. Yeah, I just think the shape of a car and the shape of a guitar, no matter how progressive we might hope to be, and even how uninterested compared to some people we might be in cars and guitars, I still think they're slightly hardwired into our gender and the time we grew up in.
Right, yeah. Certainly remember when I was a kid going down to the Ford showroom and getting the brochures
I
Love cars.
remember going to the Ford showroom with my dad to get the brochures. And my dad would get the brochures, and it would have all of the swatches in it for the different seat colors you could have. So this car here is the first car I remember. The first car I remember sitting in the back of. Is that what you're drawing too? Are you drawing your dad's first car?
It's not. It's my dad's second car.
I thought.
Get this. Our first car was a Ford Capri.
Nice.
And it was great. Seeing photos of it, I look at it and think, wow, that's a pretty cool car to have as a kid. And what happened, my mum's cousin died like young and left us that car. But then wasn't suitable really when my sister came along as well. They're not really family cars. So he got, in fact, no, this is our third car, because after that he got an Austin Allegro, which was as bad as the reputation it's got, really. Wasn't very good.
Well, when I say this is my dad's first car, I don't think it was my dad. It definitely wasn't my dad's first car. It's the first car I remember my dad having.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it's my first car.
Yeah, yeah.
But I very, very nearly drew. My dad's second car that I remember him having, because my dad's second car became my second car. He handed that down to me.
What was that?
That was a Mark V Ford Cortina.
No. He was a fan.
He was. He trusted Ford.
Listen, do you know, this may have been my dad's fourth car. We've had a few. This is an Austin 1800. Had massive back seat. It was a massive car. It was really old. So the speedo was horizontal. You know, it was like a line going across 30, 40, 70. And the back seat was huge. My main memory of it, though, that back seat, is being on holiday in Wales on several different occasions and just lying down on the back feeling really, really sick, because I was a terrible passenger as a kid. I always used to get travel sickness. So kind of hated getting in cars as a kid. It got so bad, and it obviously became so much of a mind thing that I'd start feeling sick the minute the door opened to get in it. The troubled boy.
Do you know the? I feel like, well, I know him, but I don't know him well. But do you know the graphic artist Tim Bird?
I know of him.
I think you do. I think you do, because he did the snooker one that you like.
Yeah, I follow him on Twitter. Yeah, he did that drawing of Ronnie O'Sullivan's Maximum Break. Wow, didn't he? Really
he's done a couple of things about car journeys when he was a kid in the back seat of the car that are really, really nice.
You know what car came after this Austin 1800 in the Riley family?
You do realise I know the names of about two cars, and they are a Mark III Cortina and a Mark V Cortina.
Well, car after this, and we were embarrassed about having this car, but it's all we could afford. After this one that I'm drawing now, we got a Lada, which at that time were the laughing stock of the nation. There was one car that would get the piss taken out of it, and like by stand-up comedians, and that it was a Lada. So it kind of my dad's car history. It's a story of poverty, and he got his first brand new car in the 90s.
I think
By which point he was like 40s.
I think that my dad spent perhaps a bit too much on a car than he could afford. I've got a feeling that my dad, being car crazy, might have been held to somehow talk my mum. And I've got a feeling, not extravagantly so, and I don't know this for a fact, but I've got a feeling that we might have had slightly better cars than we should have done.
Right. Yeah.
Given the sort of house we had and our income.
Yeah.
Stuff. I think my dad managed to prioritize how much we needed to have a good car.
He was a car. Was he a car fan?
And I guess my mum and I. Yeah. Well, we were working class. He's paying off a mortgage. We were in a small suburban house, and yet I didn't see loads of money. But yet, in contrast to what you were saying, my dad did buy new cars. I don't think my dad's ever brought a second-hand car.
No.
I have. That's
us too.
Can buy. But it's now really. It's actually quite hard to. I don't know if you can see.
You're breaking up a little bit here, Darren, to be honest.
You know what I mean? Like, I can see looking at the pictures of brown, but the more I look at it, the more colours I see reflected on the side of it and on different bits.
Frozen, Darren. Gone. Just me. It's just me. Oh dear. Will he return? Maybe not.
I can hear you.
Yes, I can. Your name's appeared back, but I can hear you, but can't see you. Can you still hear me? There you go. You got me now? Oh dear.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, lovely. Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, and I can see you.
Okay. Did I disappear?
You did completely.
Okay, because I thought you disappeared because I was sort of seemed to feel like I was still in the meeting. It's weird.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think
So maybe we both disappeared for each other.
Well, I suppose I don't know. Anyway, I'm back.
You're back in a New York groove.
Do you like driving?
Yes, I do. And you know what? I hated it at first. I really didn't like it, but I grew to love it. It's I kind of feel guilty about that. It's a bit of a guilty pleasure these days because of what cars are doing to us all. But yeah, I love driving. What about you?
No, I the opposite. In fact, I have at times enjoyed driving, and I've enjoyed the freedom of owning a car.
Yeah.
Just making my thing zoom in a little bit.
So you got to drive in London, though, haven't you?
Yeah. And lately, I mean, I used to sort of feel quite bold about driving. I used to feel like I was a person who wasn't easily intimidated, and I used to, drive into central London to gigs and take my gear to gigs and stuff. And I've driven abroad. I've driven on the other side of the road. I think
I've never done that.
I've done quite a lot of things. That I've driven around Paris. I've driven around what's that called?
Wow.
The that kind of famous bit with all the cars like Chaos, Montmartre.
The Triumph.
Arc de Triomphe, that's what it is. So in some ways, I have been in my time quite a cocky, confident driver, but it's all sort of gone recently. Just sort of, I find it uncomfortable. I find it boring, and I do sort of worry in a way that I never previously did. I sort of feel more aware of how dangerous it is. I'm going down a motorway and I sort of think, Christ, this is really, really dangerous, this thing I'm doing. And in a way that I never used to think it.
I mean, I think technically it is, but, statistics would say otherwise.
And usually,
it's no consolation for the poor bugger who ends up being one of those bad statistics, though.
No, but usually I am the person. On most conversations, I'm the boring person that comes out with statistics. So you're right to quote it back at me. How safe it relatively is.
So you did just call me boring, though.
When?
Just then. I'm usually the boring person who comes out with statistics.
No, I don't, because I get the feeling that you and your lady wife sometimes go out motoring still. I get the feeling you go, let's go. I see on your Twitter, it seems like you have a destination, but the destination is almost secondary to the fact that you thought, I'm going to go for a little drive.
Yeah, there's a little place we visit, maybe just like twice a year, a little town that's roughly about like 40 minutes away, and we drive there, and it's through some nice countryside, and we can easily just spend 15-20 minutes mooching around, and then we get back in the car and come back. Yeah, and I feel really bad about that, though. I feel it's not stopped me, but it does feel incredibly wasteful.
No, it's okay. It's okay. You sort of declared this. I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's not fine, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm driving quite regularly, halfway across the country to see my girlfriend.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Am I supposed to think that isn't essential? Am I supposed to think that I should be, getting a whole selections of buses and trains to this place in the middle of nowhere? I don't know.
No.
I think I do relish the opportunity to not use a car.
Right.
And last weekend I played a gig in Glasgow, and I was very happy to find that the economics worked. So if I would say that about, energy in cars and the evils of cars, I do look out for the opportunity to not use it. And that's also because I suppose I don't like it.
Yeah. I enjoy driving more than I like cars. No, I don't know if that makes sense, but I enjoy the act of driving, and I'm not bothered particularly what vehicle I'd be using to do that.
When I was doing my project a couple of years ago on Thankful Villages, it involved me, it was a project which involved me connecting loads of sort of seemingly random places on a map of England, lots of rural places. And I cannot imagine how that project would have been possible without a car. And
some of the places you were going.
And
one bus a week.
Yeah, I sort of I had a little sort of an argument, a debate with a friend actually who was sort of talking about, but the train, no, you just need to. What is he saying? He was sort of saying, yeah, but you can always find a way, and you can, and no, you can't. Like, no, you can't.
No.
There are places that in this country that you can only really discover by driving. The public transport network doesn't link it up, and so in that sense, hello.
I know you went to, like, was it Arkham up?
Yeah.
And that's like it. I live in the northwest. I wouldn't know how to get to there. It's probably like a train to Lancaster, and then you got to find somewhere to stay. Yeah. And then if you're lucky, or maybe a train to Carnforth, and then a bus, and then it's just these are remote farming villages with like 6 houses in them. They probably don't even have a bus.
Yeah. No, I mean, where my girlfriend lives, there isn't a bus service to her village. No. So, but I mean, that's also that's also kind of the car's fault, isn't it? It's the rise of the car which caused, Beeching to close all the branch lines. So there's a cart and horse preposition there, isn't there? But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is that the sort of that thing of the freedom of a car, that's something I'm not immune to. That idea that I could, and it's actually because I think that I might not have a car at some point. I think maybe I should. I mean, maybe that is the right thing to do. If you're thinking about like I might not have a car, maybe the ethical thing is to use it a bit whilst you've got it, because before it goes in the scrapyard.
Yeah.
What's your favourite service station?
You fucking know what my favourite service station is, Hayman. It's T-Bay Services. And you told me you hate it. And I've still not forgiven you for it.
I think it's my least favourite service station. I think it's the equivalent of a farmer's market. It's like the equivalent of an antique pub. It's like well, we could have wallpaper and we could have sort of like nice things people like McDonald's, but why don't we just put some like bare wood and do a cottage pie and charge twice as much, and then everyone will go like, oh, but it's lovely though, isn't it, T-Bay, because they've got all that bare wood and the cottage pie. It's an absolute. It's like one of those Wild West towns, isn't it? Where it's not real; it's just all facades.
Oh, like in Spain.
Yeah. So
Western set.
So like behind all of that stuff, with like the kindly farmer man sprinkling dirt on the potatoes, there's the same kitchen as is in Burger King. It's just they said, I think people will go for this. We'll just make it look a bit rustic. Stick a lake out the side.
There is a lake out the side. Yeah.
I know. That's people's main defense of it is the lake.
You see, my main defense isn't even the lake. I like buying beer there because they sell craft beer.
Oh, I missed that. I must admit, I missed
You're
that.
so in the admittedly expensive farmers market shop, they sell craft beer and nice pies, and you can get a little polystyrene cup of chips to eat in your car before you carry on your journey, and that's
Well,
kind of I like it.
Yeah, they are strong arguments.
What would you want from a service station? Have you got a favourite, and why?
I think that, like, when once again in the glory days when I was touring and up and down,
Yeah,
the country, and I remember Jack and the band would, when we were staying in something a bit hokey, like a B&B. It's like, oh, I like these much better. I like the B&Bs with character. I like the things with character. And I think we all think these things, and I think we do think these things. I think we do like things with character. But after a while, when you're touring, I just started thinking, I don't want any character. I want a Premier Inn, and I want the room to be exactly the same. And I want every service station to have Greg's Costa coffee, and I want to know exactly what's in them. I would like them to have a Marks and Sparks. That would be good. But no,
fancy.
Yeah, but don't muck about. We're not here for fun. We're just trying to get to Scotland. I want to turn off the motorway and go, I know what's coming. I know what to expect. I don't want surprises.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
What I did used to have, which is a bit out of date now, but I used to have the AA pub guide in the car.
Yeah.
And that's quite a good thing to do. If you can just be asked to plan it a little bit, and if you can be prepared to just drive off the motorway and do a couple of turns. Yeah. And that's the thing. Service station exists because no one does that. But actually, all the time you're driving, if you imagine every junction. In fact, someone should just do a book like that. Someone should just do a book that's like how to drive on motorways and stop at places. Without using service stations.
I remember, I do have fond memories of cafes at service stations when I was gigging, and getting a full breakfast at 3 a.m.
There's some kind of legendary ones, isn't there, in band lore? Isn't there one called the Snake Pass Inn, which is up north somewhere?
Right.
And like our tour manager, like, right, you've got to stop here, lads. All bands stop here.
Right.
And I think there's another one coming down the A1, which had some sort of legendary status, like, you'd go in there, and on the right night you'd see the Kinks and the Small Faces, all having egg on toast or something. But,
I have visions of the Grumbleweeds and the Barren Knights both turning up at the same one together, and there being a bit of aggro.
Yeah, that would be a better night, actually, wouldn't it? Wouldn't you rather turn up and find the Grumbleweeds and the Barren Knights rather than finding the Kinks and the Small Faces?
I remember doing a gig with Ray Lewis, who was a singer from the Drifters, but not the original. It's amazingly, the Drifters are such a band that not only were the Drifters I was sort of backing, not the original Drifters, the guy called Ray Lewis wasn't the original Ray Lewis from the original Drifters.
Hold on. Wait a sec. Are you saying that they replaced someone with the same name? Oh,
They-
I wanted to show my mug. This is my mug. I couldn't show it earlier.
That's nice. Hornsey,
Yeah, Hornsey.
very nice. They didn't replace Ray Lewis with the same name, but with someone with the same name, but they just managed to find another singer who happened to have the same name.
Do you know?
I'm not sure
story?
it was how calculated it was. He just ended up with this version of the Drifters. Though you do realise there are like 300 different versions of the Drifters touring the world at any one time anyway.
It stands to reason that one of them would have someone with the right name.
Yeah. So he was a bit Mr. Big Time, very flashy. First ever rehearsal I did for a single where he bought us our like lunch. I couldn't believe it.
Hold on. Are you saying you were in the Drifters?
No, I was playing bass for a version of the Drifters. But like I said, there's like 20. You know, there's so many Drifters. It doesn't really count,
I suppose so. But I'm sorry, I wasn't listening properly. I thought you supported the Drifters, and even though, there's Drifters a penny.
Yeah,
the fact that you're playing bass in Drifters is slightly more impressive than you were supporting the Drifters.
Yeah. We were. It was good fun. There goes my first love. All that good fun. But we got to the service stations on the way back from a gig in Enfield, the Starlight Rooms in Enfield Football Club. And it was like about 2-3 a.m. And he's like, Ray's from America. And he said, guys, breakfast, get whatever you want, breakfast on me. So we all went fucking crazy. Whoa, Ray's paying. So we're just piling our plates high, extra bacon, sausages, the lots. We all sat down and started eating it. And then suddenly heard Ray shout, "You kidding me?" He's at the till, getting the bill for it all. really regretting his generosity.
Why is the sort of buffet concept so popular at breakfast time? Because it's the one meal really where you don't want to load up. But like, and this is from a conversation with my girlfriend today, who is currently in a hotel, and you know, like all of us, she felt duty bound to go down and stack the plate high. But actually, of all the meals in the day where you least want to really stack it high, it's breakfast, isn't it?
I don't feel like much. Apparently, they say that you should. That's the one meal you should stack high. But
they say a different thing about every bit of eating every single day. Yeah.
But to be fair, after a gig at 2 a.m. in the morning, then you're definitely going to be stacking it high, aren't you?
Yeah. Also, if the lead singer of the Drifters is paying.
Yeah, exactly. I'm complaining.
I think I finished.
I've finished.
You look finished as well.
Yours is. I'm loving the chrome on that.
Thank you. Yeah. Here's a few things I was thinking about whilst doing it. The model in the picture I'm drawing it from has a wing mirror both sides, and I'm pretty sure my dad's didn't. I'm pretty sure I just remember this being like, I'd see other cars with wing mirrors both sides, and I say, why hasn't yours got one both sides? Because, that was the model up. And I remember thinking this sort of quite strange. And I remember when we got his next car, it had a mirror both sides. And I thought, but I mean, what a ridiculous thing to treat as a luxury. Like a little bit of...
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
There. No, that's an extra. You can't have that.
Yeah, it is ridiculous.
Can you remember the license plate for your dad's car? No, I can't either. I think I can sort of I feel like if someone was able to show it to me, I'd go, yes, that's what it is.
Right.
And I feel like it's definitely got a K in it. But I think I can
sometimes even have to check my own license plate number. Can't remember that.
Yeah, I think I can remember the second one he had.
Some people can. Yeah, I've got a friend who will remember the license plate number of every car his dad ever had. But again, because maybe it's because I'm never really that interested in cars that I just liked the shape, and I liked drawing them, but never really never been that interested in them. And I kind of think, I mean, I see like Teslas drive past me now, and I just think, what a stupid car! Look at that stupid car, and all the really great modern sports cars, Ferraris, Lamborghinis that you see a lot of in Bolton. Amazingly, for being such a deprived town, there's a shitload of supercars, and I just think they're stupid.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying about my dad a little bit, and I'm sort of
right.
I'm trying not to cast aspersions on people that, but what I'm saying is I think for some people the priority of a car. Some people prioritize cars, I think, and I'm not judging them for it, but I think that you can still see very nice cars outside not so nice houses, and quite frankly, if someone came to my flat and then saw the amount of guitars in it, they would also judge me as someone who's got their priorities wrong. So I'm not judging.
Yeah, I was just thinking that about myself as well. Actually.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no cars, weird things.
I think I'm done. Should we say goodbye?
I'm done. Goodbye. Yes, goodbye, Darren.
Goodbye, Darren.